Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Provost Deek. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to the 2015 University Convocation. NJIT members of the Air Force ROTC Detachment 490 are serving as our color guard. Ladies and gentlemen, the flags of the United States of America and the state of New Jersey, please rise. Please be seated. Our ceremony today recognizes the achievements of individuals who have a very special bond with NJIT, a bond forged as members of the faculty, staff, students, and alumni. We also welcome our newest addition to the NJIT family, the class of 2019. I am confident that your journey at NJIT will bring life-changing experiences. You have joined a community that is defined by its commitment to the highest academic achievement, personal responsibility, and leadership. This will be an exciting time to engage in discovery and new adventures. I encourage you to connect with our faculty and staff, ask questions about what lies ahead for you, and get to know your fellow students starting now. We are excited to be part of this new and important chapter of your lives. Our faculty and staff take their responsibilities seriously. They will challenge you to excel, but will also support and guide you to achieve your academic and personal potential. NJIT is a place that will transform you. I guarantee you will have an amazing time. I would like to give a special welcome to those members of our Board of Trustees present today. Vincent DiCaprio, Vice Chair. Liz Garcia, Vice Chair. And Peter Sestero. Also present are some members of our Board of Overseers. They include John Famosa, Emil Herkert, Steve Saperstein, John Seesholz, as well as members of the NJIT Alumni Association Board of Directors. Jack Wagner, President, Joseph Stanley, Heidi Young, Robert Cohen, and Will Paul. On stage are several members of the NJIT community, starting with President Joel Bloom. Also, Henry Mauermeyer, Senior Vice President for Administration and Treasurer. Donald Sebastian, Senior Vice President for Technology and Business Development. Charles Dees, Vice President for University Advancement. Charles Fay, Vice President for Academic Support and Student Affairs. Moshe Kam, Dean of the Newark College of Engineering. Urs Goshat, Dean of the College of Architecture and Design. Kevin Belfield, Dean of the College of Science and Liberal Arts. Reggie Cordell, Dean of the School of Management. Representing Dean Marek Ruzinkevich, James Geller, Associate Dean of the College of Computing Sciences. Katia Pastorini, Dean of the Albert Dorman Honors College. Basil Boltzis, Vice Provost for Academic Affairs. Atam Dewan, Vice Provost for Research. Laura Valente, Associate Vice President for Student Engagement and Dean of Students. Sharon Morgan, Associate Dean of Students. Bruce Buquette, Chair of the Committee on Excellence in Teaching. Tony Schumann, Co-Chair of the Committee on Excellence in Teaching. Richard Scher, President of the Faculty Senate. At this point, I would like to invite Mr. Wagner to the podium to give his greetings to our class of 2019.
Welcome to 2015 Convocation. Friends, honored guests, faculty, and the class of 2019. And a special welcome to this little group over here called the School of Management 190 class, right? I am honored to be here today as a president of the NJIT Alumni Association and welcome you to NJIT. You've all made a decision for different reasons to come to NJIT. Many of you said, well, it's a school, it does what I want, but it really is more than an institution. It is a family. And it has, like any other family, has elements that keep changing. And it changes during the time of your life. You are changing NJIT by coming into this family today. The NJIT family also changed this summer by being accepted into the Atlantic Sun Conference. How many athletes we have out there? And again, this summer, even before one NJIT athlete hit the field or hit the court, NJIT already won a conference championship, the best mascot in the conference. Now, it takes some time to get used to the university, and everyone is here to help you. So is the Alumni Association, and I want to leave you with 3 words: engage, benefit, and connect. The Alumni Association is not an organization you have to wait until you graduate to get involved with. We want to engage with you. We want to be able to offer benefits to you, and we want to be able to connect with you to help you in your process through the next few years here at NJIT. NJIT has many resources to help you. We are just one of them. Again, welcome to everyone, and congratulations. You're all Highlanders.
I now would like to introduce to you Raj Das, President of the NJIT Student Senate, who will briefly address the incoming freshman class.
Thank you for that introduction, Dr. Deek, and welcome freshman class of 2019 and 2015 for our 5-year Archies. As I'm entering my 4th and final year of undergraduate education, I'm honored to have the opportunity to address and motivate such a young, fresh, and excited group of people. Today is a big day for you. The day you officially become NJIT Highlanders, something that you'll value and hold closely to yourselves for the rest of your lives. But I do not want any of you to think that being a Highlander makes you all the same. Being a Highlander unites you. NJIT is a diverse community, and you are each different in your own ways, bringing something new. I like to think of this campus as a big neighborhood in which many families live together in harmony. And please trust me when I say that NJIT has a home for everyone. You just need to seek it out. For some, it'll be easier to find your home than others. For some, there could be a few different homes in which you'll fit in. But I guarantee you, for every last one of you, no matter how long it takes, there is a home at NJIT waiting to bring you into their family. So, how do you find your family at NJIT? The opportunities are everywhere. All you need to do is put yourself out there. Get involved with one of our clubs on campus. Find an intramural sport that interests you. Look for a Greek organization whose values parallel your own. Like I said, NJIT has a home for everyone. If there's anything that I've noticed about this school over the past 3 years, it is that we have a culture unlike any other school. A culture in which our students are constantly looking for ways to help each other out. From social inclusion to academic support, NJIT Highlanders are always looking for ways to make their lives just a little bit easier. Your NJIT will look out for you. Your NJIT family will look out for you. I wish you all good luck as you begin your journeys as Highlanders today. So over the next few years here, as you find where you belong and help each other progress as students and people, do not forget what I said earlier. Being a Highlander does not make you the same. Being a Highlander unites you. So even though you may not all end up in the same families, you are still all a part of the larger NJIT community. As a group, we will all encounter similar problems. We will all be challenged. But if we stick with each other, we will emerge with success each time. We are one NJIT, and we will win together. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. It is now my pleasure to invite President Bloom to give the university welcoming address.
It was warm sitting there. Now standing in front of the lights, it's even warmer. First of all, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our university. I think you have probably already realized this is an outstanding university, but the question is, what makes it outstanding? And what makes it outstanding are some of the people here, or all of the people here on the stage behind me, the young man, a young woman sitting to your left or your right, our faculty who you will see receiving awards shortly, our alumni who have returned to get their awards as well for their performance this past year. So I encourage you, as you've already heard, to find your way around the campus. And one of the ways that I enjoy, even having been here for 20 plus years, is to just walk around the campus a bit, take some time. Say hello to some people that you don't necessarily know, people that you may not have ordinarily said hello to. Go and find a room or a lab. We have outstanding labs on this campus. Some of them you'll receive instruction in. Some of them I know you'll have the opportunity as freshmen to join and work in the lab with one of our esteemed faculty. Or you will join a club. I encourage you all to pick up, this is our school newspaper. I'm sure you've discovered it by now, The Vector. Outstanding club, always looking for good writers. And many of the people in technical fields are some of the best writers, given how they think with some logic and sequencing and analysis. But I encourage you in this Vector to read an article by our editor-in-chief, Amaryllis Bracero. Amaryllis writes in the article in the Vector this week about she came here somewhat reluctantly. Now, under full confessions, because we always need to be transparent and honest, her mom happens to work in my office. So obviously, the daughter did come to this university. There's a reason for that. And she was reluctant to come here. I think Amaryllis is now in her junior year. When I see her next, she's going to kill me for telling this story. But what she found in now her third year here, or maybe her fourth, is what I've already described to you. It's an outstanding university. It is renowned by our alums. We have a number of alums. I happen to know them sitting here in the audience or sitting here on the stage. Very often, they quote something that Thomas Alva Edison wrote about, that from hard work you'll receive outstanding, astounding results. And the word I often hear when I speak to our alums and I see them, whether it's countrywide or some of us were in Thailand this summer and saw the scientist of the year in Thailand is an NJIT alum. So we have outstanding alums, but invariably they revert to the words of Edison. Because of the education they received here, they had outstanding jobs, outstanding careers, and they were astonished by how well served they were by the education that they received at NJIT. So I will skip the next 10 pages of my speech. I will tell you again, you're at an outstanding university. So Vince, I won the wager. I told him if I skipped the next, anyway. Outstanding university. Get to know all the people on this campus. Find all the hidden treasures that we have here for you at NJIT. Get engaged. Please, please join a club. Most importantly, make sure that if you're finding you're having a little challenge or a little difficulty, come to Fenster Hall or go to the academic department to which you belong and ask for help. In Fenster Hall, it's on the second floor. Somebody wrote into my speech, it's a lovely facility. It is a lovely facility. So you can get advising there. Advising is one of the keys to success here at NJIT. And then if you're on the second floor of Fenster Hall, I'm right above on the third floor, in 310. If I'm there, please come in and say hello. If I have time, and you have time, we could sit down and talk about how your education and all your co-curricular activities are working out for you here at your university. So whether your parents made you come here, or whether you're here because we are truly your first choice, as Mr. Wagner, Professor Wagner said, you are now a Highlander, and we welcome you, and we cherish you, and have a great year here. Thank you. So now I have to find my speech because I've got to introduce one of our outstanding alums, Owen Fitzgerald. Now, I could tell you a lot about Owen as soon as I find my notes. He was here when I was the dean of the Honors College, so I got to meet Owen. I'll get there. It just gives me an opportunity to make more comments. God, they gave me a lot of words to say. Don't write such a... Did I go too far? No, here it is, Owen Fitzgerald. Oh, now I have your speech, Owen. You want me to read your speech? I talked about meeting people who think differently, and they may even act differently. And Owen Fitzgerald thinks differently than the average NJIT alum. He has gone off. While he was here, I recall him coming by and seeing me about taking up a collection to go to Haiti. I said, why are you going to Haiti? He said, well, you know, it is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and it is. And he said to me, you know about their water problem? I said, yeah, there's no clean water on Haiti. So even if they take medication to cure themselves, they will most likely become extremely ill from drinking the water. So Owen was going to go, and correct me if I get this wrong, he was going to try and build a water purification system for Haiti. He engineering, construction technology. And he was the first person of Engineers Without Borders. So I didn't say anything to him. Do you know what it takes to build a water purification system? So instead, and this is purely the NJIT intelligence, they went there and they found indigenous resources. They found sand and wood, and they built home purification systems for hundreds of homes in Haiti from the wood that they found and the sand that is just lying there, and help the health of so many people in Haiti. You will hear from, and while he was also here, he was the outstanding senior for the Newark College of Engineering. If I don't say that, I'm sure I'll get a note from Dean Kalm. He also went back not only to Haiti, but to Africa, and he's worked in the Peace Corps, and he's also worked at one of our good companies here in New Jersey. I think, if I remember right, you worked at Hatch? Oh, Conti. Oh, Conti, excuse me. Conti. So here, without further ado, one of the outstanding alums who is so committed to helping people around the world, which is what a lot of our alums do, Owen Fitzgerald. Thank you, Owen.
So I'm just going to read the other 10 pages from President Bloom's speech. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, President Joel Bloom, for the introduction and for having me here today. I'd also like to quickly thank the two people who have been my link, my connection to this university since I graduated, and if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be here right now. One is Robert Florida, the talented staff writer for NJIT, who writes about amazing students, and for some reason writes about me too. The other was an advisor and mentor to me here at NJIT's Honors College, Dr. Paul Dine. Paul spoke at least 7 languages, lived and worked all over the world, and became a dear friend of mine. He just passed away less than 3 weeks ago, and all I can say is that I'm grateful for the gift of Paul in my life. And you'll see, actually, as Joel Bloom just held up, but he's on the cover of the Vector. Okay, I'd like to start with a quick question for you all. How many of you, once you graduate from NJIT, wearing one of these, would accept a job offer making $7 a day? Show of hands. I got 2. We're going for Slurpees after this. It's hot out. Well, that's what I did. Is that weird? When I received those generous offers from leading engineering firms, do you know what I did with them? Actually, I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But I did put them in a folder, and I did respectfully decline. Now, you might think I'm nuts, but I'd like to share with you a few experiences and how odd and different and beautiful they were, and let you extract your own meaning from them. It all started here at NJIT. As Dr. Bloom said, on campus, I got involved with the group Engineers Without Borders, which is made up of any students, not just engineers, who apply the skills they learn to help improve the quality of life for people in developing countries. Our first project, as you mentioned, we worked in introducing water filtration systems in the north of Haiti. As you know, as you mentioned, Haiti is one of the most water-impoverished nations on the planet, and I saw with my own eyes people were literally collecting and drinking brown water. When I graduated, having had the taste of working in Haiti, not the water, I knew I wanted to continue in that line of work, helping people. As I mentioned before, I had some great job offers, but I turned them down. So, my next step, to head to West Africa to work with the Peace Corps, which, for those of you who aren't too familiar, Peace Corps is a U.S. government organization, and they send volunteers all over the world for a period of 2 years. With them, I served as a water and sanitation volunteer in Mali, West Africa, and for those 2 years, I lived in a mud hut in a small rural village with no electricity, no running water, and no phone access. I ate rats, birds, lizards, owls, porcupines, squirrels, you name it. Okay, at this point, how many of you would be interested in doing something like this? Show of hands. We got a few more. You're only going to make $7 a day. Hope you don't mind. It is definitely not for everyone, but it was, without a doubt, the most humbling and fulfilling experience of my life. The villagers had very little money, very little material possessions, but they were some of the happiest people I ever met. Because there's no distractions, no phones, no computers, no TVs. When you are with someone, you are completely with them. It doesn't matter if you're sitting shelling peanuts, making tea, which is a peaceful 1 to 3 hour process, or sitting chatting under a mango tree. The depth and love in the relationships that form literally warm you to the core. I have a few little anecdotes for you. When I first got to the village, all the kids ran away. They had never seen a white person before, and they were like, dude is weird looking, I'm out. And they literally, behind walls, looking behind houses, looking at me. Eventually, they warmed up to me, and I literally couldn't shake them. They became my best friends. They taught me a ton, including the local language, Bambara. The first time I took out my camera to take a picture of their smiling faces, I said, come here, call them around. And I hold the camera, and they're all looking at it, and they're going, Najme, which one's me? Which one's me? They didn't know what they looked like. They don't have mirrors. I couldn't believe my ears. The one kid is like, that's you over there, the goofy-looking one. And the other girl's like, that's you over there, the ugly one. They knew what each other looked like, but not themselves. Another little story. One day I'm sitting there chatting with one of the older village kids. His name was Mutaka. And we're talking about girls, and somehow I brought up kissing. Now, he's about 17 years old, and he was like, kissing? What's that? And I won't go into detail because I was talking about French kissing. But and so I explained to him what it was. And his response was, you're trying to tell me that you... He goes, why would you do that? And I'm sitting there. I'm like, now that you ask, I have no idea. I had never thought about it before. Maybe he's right. Then I said to him, wait, hold on. So you're telling me your parents have like 14 kids and they've never kissed? And he's like, absolutely not. I'm like, what the? Again, another difference in our cultures, our upbringings that has blown my mind. Now, while these were moments of laughter, living in a poor country certainly has moments of great sadness. Life is harder. People don't live as long. In Mali, the average life expectancy is 51 years old. I don't want you to think that it's all joy, laughter, and cups of tea. Life is hard, and it can be short. To give you one personal example, a close friend of mine who was about my age was the village chief's son, and he was a cow herder. I called him the cow whisperer because he could literally call out a single cow from a herd of like 50. He'd make like these noises, and one cow, he would tell me which one he's calling, would call him over to milk him, whatever. he would herd the cattle barefoot all over the place. One day, he got a cut on his foot, and after that, I left the village, and I found out that it had gotten infected, and he was sent to the hospital in the capital city. While he was there, I called him, and I said, again, in Bambara, I said to him, I was like, well, he says to me, he says, well, the infection spread, and so they had to amputate my leg. He says, so I'll never herd cattle again, but at least I'm still alive. He says, I'm doing better, but I can't wait to get out of the city and back to the village. I couldn't believe this little cut on his foot led to an amputated leg. Then 2 weeks later, I spoke with his older brother. He told me that the infection spread again. And he said, Ne dogoni Sara. My brother is dead. So illness and hardship are widespread, but that's why I was there. I wanted to do whatever I could to try and alleviate some suffering. In striving to do just that, we worked on all kinds of projects, but I'll just mention a couple. For one, we constructed the village's first deep well, 60 feet deep, by hand, pickaxe and buckets, giving them a dependable water source. There was one of those mechanical hand pumps for the water in the village, but when it broke, which it often did, the women and girls would have to travel miles for countless number of hours every day to the neighboring villages to fetch water. Another project was the construction of latrines, which, for those of you who don't know, are primitive toilets, or holes in the ground. For a village of 500 people, there were only 4 latrines, so almost everyone was practicing what is called open defecation, going out into the fields. In teaching them about diseases resulting from open defecation, every single family in the village dug a latrine in their own home. The surrounding villages saw what was going on, and ultimately, over 1,000 latrines were dug. Since you have roughly 10 people in each household, we're talking about 10,000 people who are now using latrines instead of littering their villages with human feces causing serious disease. Now, I've gone back to visit the village twice since I finished my Peace Corps service, and they continue to tell me that to this day, not a single woman or girl has gone to another village to fetch water. And to this day, they continue to use their latrines and tell me that they know for certain that the number of illnesses and money spent on medicine has gone down. As I mentioned, I lived in my own mud hut in the village, and ever since I left, they have continued to maintain my hut with my furniture and some of my possessions inside, and they won't let anyone else stay there. They say it's my house, and that it's always there for when I return. I'm telling you, I've been touched by these people in such a profound way. Their hope, their smiles, their laughter, their love of life, and all the while seeing them wear rags for clothes. Before I went to Mali, some return volunteers told me the experience would be life-changing. I thought, well, we'll see. And I can tell you, it was nothing less than life-changing. I learned to appreciate every little thing, right down to a single square sheet of toilet paper. Yeah, no toilet paper for 2 years. So, we think certain things are normal, like a kiss, like knowing what we look like, or desiring a high-paying job at graduation. Don't let anyone tell you what normal is. You define normal for yourself. You think people like Thomas Edison, with his over 1,000 inventions, was normal? Have you seen pictures of Albert Einstein with his crazy hair? You think that dude was normal? As Dr. Bloom said, I graduated from NJIT with highest honors and 2 of the highest awards of the school offers. And while we should strive to do well, believe it or not, the clincher for me here was my involvement in Engineers Without Borders. That sparked my interest and brought me to Haiti, and then led me to going to Mali, and then later Ghana, living in Africa for almost 4 years, traveling to 25 countries and over 31 states in the country. We all have some interests, whether academic or sports or whatever. Get involved. Join a club that suits your interests. Study abroad. You have no idea how it might lead you somewhere. Now, as you start your classes and as you find your passion, do not let anyone discourage you. Anyone. When I joined Peace Corps, a lot of people said to me, Owen, why even go to Africa? Honestly, what can a handful of volunteers really do? And my favorite response is a quote from cultural anthropologist Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Owen, for inspiring us and for your good deed in so many places where it's needed. We now move to the recognition portion of the program. I call upon the Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Vincent DiCaprio.
Thank you, Dr. Deek. Every year, the university undertakes an in-depth review of faculty eligible for promotion and tenure. The record of each candidate must demonstrate a commitment to excellence in teaching, research, and service to the university, to the profession, and to the community. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to acknowledge the success of the following 10 individuals who were approved for promotion and/or tenure this past year. Will each of you please stand as I call your name and remain standing? And I ask the audience to please hold your applause until all names have been read. The following individuals have been promoted to the rank of professor. Dr. Maury Cohen, Department of Humanities. Dr. Edwin Howe, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Please stand as I call your name. Dr. Chen Jun Liu, Department of Computer Science. Dr. Ziwan Chu, Department of Chemistry and Environmental Science. Dr. Horacio Rothstein, Department of Mathematics. And Dr. Mesut Sahin, Department of Biomedical Engineering. The following individuals have been promoted to Associate Professor with tenure. Dr. Yulian Nimtu, Department of Computer Science. Dr. Chase Wu, Department of Computer Science. And the following individual has been granted tenure. Dr. Catalin Turk, Department of Mathematics. Please join me in congratulating each of them.
Thank you, Dr. DiCaprio. The faculty of NJIT are committed to making this a vibrant university community. Extraordinary students are the hallmark of a great university. I call upon Dr. Fay to acknowledge the Presidential Leadership Award winners.
Thank you, Dr. Deek. The award we are about to acknowledge is one of the most prestigious awards that the university can bestow upon a student. It acknowledges student leadership and involvement within the university community and recognizes this important part of our educational experience. Today, we honor both an undergraduate and a graduate student as recipients. We will begin with the undergraduate awardee. The first student to be recognized today is Pitambar Dayal. Pitambar Dayal is a biomedical engineering student in the Albert Dorman Honors College. He has excelled academically, as evidenced by his 3.97 GPA. Yes. He serves as the current president of the Honors Student Council, captain of the Ultimate Frisbee team, and an ambassador to the Biomedical Engineering Department. Pitambar works for the Lisa A. Pierce Center for Leadership as a leadership trainer. He designs and facilitates workshops on various leadership skills for his peers. He is also a member of the Omicron Delta Kappa ODK, which is the National Leadership Honor Society. His other achievements include in placing first with his team at the National Microsoft and UAF Hackathon, as well as third place in TechQuest Innovation Challenge. I now ask Pitambar Dayal to please stand to be recognized. Thank you. The second student to be honored today is John Cannella. John Cannella is an IT engineer with Cisco's Computer Security Incident Response Team and works to protect Cisco from cyber attacks and the loss of intellectual assets. He recently graduated in May 2015 with a degree in IT network security and a minor in business. During his time at NJIT, John worked as an IT technician, resident assistant, and a mentor for freshmen within the Educational Opportunity Program. He has held numerous leadership roles within the several organizations on campus that he has been involved in, such as InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, the Society for Hispanic Professional Engineers, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, and in residence life. John is known for his go-getter attitude, high level of integrity, and his passion for serving others. I now ask John Caneller to please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much, and congratulations to both winners.
Thank you, Dr. Fay. We now move to the presentation of awards and honors the university bestows each year on faculty and staff. Will Dr. Reggie Caudill please come forward? In recognition of his leadership in education and research, New Jersey Institute of Technology is pleased to name Dr. Reggie Caudill as the Panasonic Chair in Sustainability. The creation of this endowed chair and the selection of Dr. Caudill as its holder are important milestones for the advancement of business education and environmental research at NJIT. Congratulations. Well deserved. We are deeply grateful to the Panasonic Corporation for their generosity in making this appointment possible. Although students make their own success, teachers guide them along the way. The university's Excellence in Teaching Awards honor faculty for their contributions to students' achievement. I call upon Professor Buspicat, Chair of the committee, and Professor Tony Schumann, the co-chair, to recognize this year's winners.
Good afternoon and welcome to NJIT. I ask the following award winners to stand as their names and categories are announced. The awards are made in 8 categories. Please hold your applause until the names are all read. Excellence in Upper Division Undergraduate Instruction to Dr. Echevit Bilgili in the Department of Chemical, Biological, and Pharmaceutical Engineering. Excellence in Lower Division Undergraduate Instruction to Dr. David Horntrop in the Department of Mathematical Sciences. Excellence in Graduate Instruction to Dr. Edward Drazen in the Department of Chemical, Biological, and Pharmaceutical Engineering. Excellence Instruction by a university lecturer, senior university lecturer, and/or program director to Dr. Kyle Rees-Mandel in the Department of History.
Excellence Instruction by an adjunct professor to Daniel Kopek in the College of Architecture and Design. Excellence in Instruction by a teaching assistant to Dr. Regina Collins in the Department of Information Systems. Excellence in Teaching Honors Courses to Dr. Ellen Wisner in the Department of Biological Sciences. Excellence in Innovative Teaching to Dr. Davida Scharf, Library Director of Reference. For a description of their accomplishments, please refer to your programs, and now join me in a round of applause for all our excellent teachers.
We now recognize faculty who have received Excellence in Research Awards from NJIT schools and colleges. From the Newark College of Engineering, Dr. Tara Alvarez, Department of Biomedical Engineering. From the College of Computing Sciences, Dr. Songhua Xu, Department of Information Systems. And from the College of Science and Liberal Arts, Dr. Bert Kimmelman, Department of Humanities. Although a separate ceremony will be held on October 1st, 2015, to recognize the recipient of the NJIT Board of Overseers Excellence in Teaching Prize and Medal, I'm pleased to announce Dr. Haimin Wang as this year's winner. Dr. Wang, please stand to be recognized. Our next award is the Constance A. Murray Diversity Award. Connie Murray, who served as NJIT's Dean of Students from 1978 until her death in 1994, was a dedicated educator and humanitarian who devoted her life to helping members of our community. especially minorities and women. The award is presented to an individual who has a significant record of achievement in fostering diversity at NJIT. For her many outstanding contributions, particularly towards the advancement of women at NJIT, I ask Ms. Joanne Rains to please stand and be recognized as the Constance A. Murray Diversity Award recipient. We now turn our attention back to our first-year students. I call upon Dr. Laura Valente.
Good afternoon. As your new Dean of Students, I'm pleased to welcome you, and I look forward to working with you as you progress towards your degree completion. You may have been wondering what these books are in front of the lectern. They represent the student ledgers of the 6 colleges at NJIT. As an NJIT tradition, all first-year students will sign the ledger of the college that he or she is in. The signatures will be witnessed by your Associate Dean and are reserved in the Dean of Students' office and until they are complete with signatures. And once the ledgers are completely filled, they'll be archived and become a part of NJIT's history for future generations.
As we are back to our students, our long-standing commitment to teaching excellence is deep. It is an honor for me to announce at this convocation the establishment of the Institute for Teaching Excellence. It will be led by Vice Provost Polsis as a founding director, focusing on professional development for faculty and instructional staff at NJIT and aiming to provide a most engaging and supportive learning environment for all students. Congratulations to all of us. Now I ask everyone to stand and join in the singing of our alma mater. The words may be found on page 22 of the program.
To our alma mater, fair and great, our voices now we raise. Our gratitude we demonstrate, your steady torch we praise. Your challenge on us ever falls, a world of knowledge calls. In heart and mind our trust will to our NJIT. We'll hold your memory ever dear. Your spirit will revere. To you we'll promise loyalty, our own NJIT.
I would like to thank the University Convocation Committee, led by Cara Bartolomeo, for all their hard work in planning this ceremony. Also, I thank you for your attendance and ask everyone to please remain in place until the stage party and the honorees have exited. And note to first-year students, please remain seated until you are instructed to go with your college and school to sign your ledger. This concludes our convocation ceremony. Minutes? Less.